Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are reviewing hybrids, and the hybrid we are reviewing is the COBRA RADSPEED Hybrid. But to throw things in the mix a little bit, I've also got the one length. Now, I've reviewed these previously with Dan on his channel, and I will put a link in the description to that if you want to go over and watch that one as well. But a lot has changed in my swing since then, and I want to put these head to head in a test and see what the difference is. They are both 21 degrees. The only difference between them that I know of is the length of shaft. This is a one length, so this is a 7-iron length. This is standard hybrid length. So I want to see what difference the length of shaft makes. Now, when I reviewed them previously, I found on data that the longer shafted one went further, but actually out on the course, there wasn't a great deal of difference between it. And actually the one length I found was more controllable. But I want to put that to the test now. I'm going to get some numbers and then I'm going to start up a hole and see if I can find the green from however far out the average is with these distances. So let's get quad on and let's hit some balls. Right, so these are dotted up, so we will be able to tell the difference between the club head speeds as well as the ball speeds and distance. Now, differences between the two are very minimal apart from shaft length, and the one length is matte finished. And in these colours it's blue and red. I'm not sure if it comes in the bright green. I would have probably assumed so, but I don't know, so don't hold me to that. So yeah, it has the matte finish on the top, and to be perfectly honest, it's what I prefer out the two of them. I've got this thing about matte finish golf clubs, so I much prefer it. But what I said, and it's exactly the same as when I did my review with Dan, is I actually feel like I'm holding a junior club. Because it's a hybrid, I feel like I should be about there, but obviously it's not long enough for that. So I'm coming in closer, and it does feel weird, this one length. I understand the theory behind it, so you've got the same swing for every club, but it's like, it feels weird. It feels really weird, but how does it perform? Good shot to start with. 210-ish, so yeah, 210, good start. It just feels so controllable. That's one thing I will say. The one length, if you're in a market for a hybrid and you're looking at COBRA, even if you've not got one length irons, do test the one length hybrid, because to me it just feels so controllable compared to the longer shafts. It's like, I can't even describe it, just like you feel like you can't miss. Just on top of it, a little bit out the toe, so a little bit down on speed, 92 mile an hour. I could probably swing this a little bit faster, but it's like, it's 7-iron length, and sort of 95 to 100 is my 7-iron swing. But you feel like you just want to control this one, not leather it. That's a good shot. Like, the dispersion on these, front to back, is a little bit wayward because I did get one out the toe, but they're all there or thereabouts when it comes to sort of front and back dispersion. Now obviously with this, the Rad is all about radial weighting, so it has radial weights at the front of the face. It's got two 6-gram weights, one in the heel, one in the toe. That puts the weight forward, but it's also got a weight port in the back as well. I'm not quite sure on the actual weight of it, but there is a weight port there. So it is actually got the weight nice and low in the head, which with a hybrid is what you want, because hybrids are all about launch. Again, a little bit out the toe, but just feels so controllable. They're not going a million miles, which is, you know, I wouldn't expect it to. 21 degrees. On a normal hybrid, maybe 225, but with this kind of length, I don't know, maybe shorter. Let's have a couple more, then we'll get the other longer one out. All right, so we got hold of that one. That one did really well. Yeah, 220, it's where I'd want it to be. Definitely where I'd want it to be. Yeah, shaft in this is the Recall F8, is the Recall F4. Not quite sure what it means, but it feels nice enough. I don't fit for COBRA, so I don't know the ins and outs of their sort of options when it comes to shafts and things. But it's the hybrids are really, really, really nice hybrids. A little bit of a dipper, but it's still done okay. 200 yards. Yeah, this is fine. It feels so controllable. Like I've not missed a fairway. I might have been right and left of it, but I've not missed a fairway. Very, very, very interesting. All right, so let's move on to the standard length hybrid then. Like I said, this is now a gloss finish. It's got the sort of bright luminous green and white sort of lipstick around it. Underneath, it's a boy racer's dream. It's like bright colours and go faster stripes. But shelf appeal wise, it's just going to stand out on that shelf. Like you've got that in front of you on the shelf, like you're going to be drawn to it. So I can understand why they've done it. On the radial weighting is exactly the same, 6 grams. There is a weight in the back. Again, with the RADSPEED and on Cobras, we've got this rail system, which is there to sort of aid turf interaction. I've always found on tight lies, it kind of makes, in my head, it makes it feel like the hybrid's sticking up a little bit off the ground, so I worry about thinning it. But on softer ground, which is what we did when we tested it outside, works an absolute treat. Now, I'm expecting this to go further because of the longer shaft. Yeah, I've lost a bit of control with it, but it actually hasn't gone that much further. 211 carry. Right, let's try and get hybrid speeds out of this because it's a proper length shaft now. That's a little bit better strike. Yeah, that's much better. Where have we got to there? 230. Yeah, it's where I'd expect it to go. 21 degrees. Yeah, 227. So it's what I expect 21 degrees to go. Getting there now. Yeah, now we've got there. Now we're getting there. First couple were just a bit gone from that length shaft to this, just felt weird. I will say the sound and the feel are fantastic. Cobra are renowned for their hybrids, absolutely renowned for them. Got hold of that one, creamed that one. 227, 228, so it's going exactly where I'd want it to go. Great hybrid, sounds fast, nice crack off the face when you get hold of it. Shaft in this is the Recoil F4, so it's the same shaft as that, it's clearly just a little bit longer. Yeah. For me personally, I prefer the longer hybrid, but if you want controllability, definitely the one length. Let's check the numbers out and then let's load a hole up. All right, so let's look at the numbers then. Driver is the one length. I completely forgot to change the data, and hybrid is hybrid. So ball speed, there's 10 mile an hour difference in it, but there's a difference in length of shaft, so it's what I would expect to do. Spin, very negligible. Standard deviation puts that in the same bracket. Hybrid 229 with a really tight standard deviation, so it's really good. 208 for the one length. Similar shot pattern. Dispersions are similar. There's a couple left with each one that just sort of put it out of what would be a pretty tight dispersion. Looking at launch, again, pretty similar in the launch, but obviously the one length is coming in shorter. Look at the club data. Efficiency is really good with both. There's a 7 mile an hour difference in the head speed, which is what you'd expect because the shaft is longer. Strike location, I'm just finding it better with the normal size hybrid than the one length, and I think that's just due to what I'm used to. I think if I got that one length and practiced with it, I could certainly dial in that strike a little bit better to be fine in the middle of the club, and then thus it would give me a bit better distance than the 208 average anyway. But lofts wise, very similar. They're both 21 degrees. It's what you'd expect. So yeah, data wise, they're separated by length of shaft is all I can really pick on that at the moment. Right, so I've loaded up a hole and it's 218 yards to the pin. So it's a big one length and it's a controlled normal hybrid. Try and give them like opportunities because I don't need a hybrid to be going 220. I've got a 4-iron for that. But can I get this out there at 218 with a 208 average is the answer. And can I rein in a normal hybrid? So that's gone out to the right. That's going to miss green right and put me right behind that tree. Carry wise, we've got 216, so it did get there. Good spin, just it didn't draw around, which is what I kind of expected it to do. Just sort of pumped it straight out right. coming back. It's going to try and come back, but I don't think it's going to come back enough. So that's just going to go in that bunker. So it's an up and down out the bunker. Not going to happen. An up and two putt more like. But again, 221. So I can get this out there if I want it to. It had that 208 average, but it can get the distance, which I'm impressed with. Really impressed with. And kind of goes back to a little bit of when I was on the course. I didn't see a lot of difference when it came to distances. Right, last chance then to get on that green. That's a great shot. They're going to find the green, that's the question. It's gone 231 carry, like that's a bomb. That's just gone miles. So what that shows me is, this is just as good as that other one. When I actually think about it, put a hole in the way. 208 average, but I've just creamed that 231. Like these clubs, that one length is so controllable. Apart from that first one, which went far out to the right, like I'm in play. I've got a problem now in that I feel like I could possibly duck hook this in that water. Whereas with that hybrid, with the one length, it wasn't even in my head. Right, so I've got to rein this in a little bit. And that's what happens, it just turns into a bit of a fat. It's got to run up to the green if it's going to do anything. 169 carry is just not going to do it, is it? So positives, it's not in the water, so it's just a little chip on from there, but like, I feel with hybrids, it's all or nothing. Like I can't take anything off a hybrid. It is all or nothing, and the distance is all about strike. I don't feel like I can rein that back in a bit. That was a good strike. Going to overturn, so again that's going to be left side. 225 carry, so it's a bit better carry. It's just going to be left side of that green, so it's going to be another chip on. In fact, because it's down 11 yards, it's 11 feet, it's just gone over the back and hit the path. Right, last go then, see if we can hit a green. Really difficult to separate them actually, when you think about it. Really difficult. It's all about control for me. It's another good one online, so it's going to go left side of the green, possibly. Carry 224, so it's probably just a little bit too long again. I'd need it to be winter and plop and stop, or has that just gone too long? What do I take from that test? I take there's not a lot of difference between them. There really is not a lot of difference between them. Right, so I think in conclusion, they're pretty similar. Although when I did the data the first time, the yardage was a big drop compared to this one, but obviously when I then put it on course and got used to hitting this a little bit, it goes just as far. I do feel there's more potential in the normal length hybrid to just get that bomber out there, whereas I think this is maxed out at 225, 230. I feel like this has got the potential just to creep ahead of it because of the length of shaft. But control-wise, the one length wins for me all day long. It's got the distance. I feel like I've got the control. The normal length hybrid, with the way I'm swinging at the moment, I feel like I could hook it and it could have gone into that water, whereas it didn't even cross my mind with this one. I would say if you're a Cobra fan and you're looking at hybrids and you want a Cobra hybrid, don't just go for the normal length. Go and give the one length a try. Don't feel like you need to have the one length irons and the one length like set to be able to fit this in. This fits in. It will fit into my bag above my 4-iron quite happily, and the control it's got, arguably, it should go in my bag, but I just don't have access to Cobra to be able to put it in and test it for a while. In conclusion, great clubs, feel fantastic, sound fantastic, look really good. Both the matte and the gloss are really good matte for me. If you've liked this video, please do give this video a like. It does help me know that you're liking the content that I'm producing, and it also helps this video get out there to new people. Also, if you are new or you've watched a few times and you are considering hitting that subscribe button, that is down below. It would mean the world to me if you could just click that subscribe button also. And please comment below, do you use the Cobra one length? Are you using the Cobra Rad hybrids? I'd love to know and see what your experiences is. But for the time being, I'm gonna leave that there, and I'll see you all on the next video.